Good evening, Professor. You are now listening to Group 8 on our presentation on RFID at a Metro Group. My name is Fremdit, and today we're going to illustrate you through the analysis through question number 1 to 5. But before we go to that, let me walk you through the Metro background. On the second slide, you can see Metro background. Metro is German's biggest retailer, which in the year 2005, it accounts for 56 billion sales, which encompassing of 2,300 locations around 30 countries. Now it has the size of 250,000 employees, and that including 60 independent retail formats, such as the wholesale of cash and carry, hypermarkets with real, and supermarket with extra. Okay, so now we move on to the fourth slide. On the first slide, we a little bit illustrate you of our understanding of RFID system. As we learned in the class that RFID is the radio frequency identification with tracking by using radio waves. The system encompasses of the 4 steps over here. First one is to do tagging. Secondly is use the reader to read the tag. And thirdly, all the information will be kept into the local server. And then at the end, all the information is going to be integrated into the enterprise integration, which now the company can be better off by this, by the data of the inventory, which they can now manage their inventory easily and can gain accessibility to the data very quickly.
Now we are on slide number 4, and my name is Ponsak. We're gonna look at our analysis on the question 1, which is what are the key benefits of RFID identified by Metro. For this question, we conduct only for the benefit of RFID in pallet level, which can be separated into 2 main issues. The first is increasing of labor productivity and efficiency. Firstly, RFID switch manual process into automatic process, in which the company was be better off by speeding up the process for labor and reduce human resources requirements. Secondly, it provides better information flow from reduction of inventory count and manual pallet check-in and out system. Third, it helps improving on truck loading process at the warehouse and distribution center. Another one is reducing data entry error by avoiding human error that manually put tags on pallet or put them on wrong side of pallet. Also, data sharing between Metro and its supplier. For another question, we are on slide 5. Do you think they have omitted larger benefit from long-term adoption of RFID? We are confident to answer yes. They will lose benefit in long-term adoption of RFID if they omitted RFID in cash level. Now let's see the benefit of cash level that they might lose. The first one is improving performance of retail supply chain significantly, such as better flow of logistics system between manufacturer and retailer, and 15 to 20 minutes less time of store check-in and unloaded shipment than off process. The second is reducing shrink in the supply chain. RFID could reduce shrink for the average retailer by 25% at cash level and 40% at item level by reducing dip at the store. The third one is improving on shelf availability and reducing out of stock. Out of stock has significant impact on sales, loyalty, and customer satisfaction. Only fewer than half of customers who cannot find the product they were looking for would make a substitute purchase, and nearly a third of them would buy elsewhere. 24% of our grocery stock out were caused by the misplacement of products. The last one is better data quality. can be more accurate shipment and improve accuracy of the store's inventory data. Moving to question 2 on slide 7. Assume that Metro has not implemented any RFID pilot project, but know the cost and benefit of RFID investment mentioned in the case. Perform an NPV analysis of the pilot at the pallet level, tagging with 9 distribution centers, 30 stores, and 30 top suppliers, considering 5 years of cash flow. This assumption is a table on slide number 7, was gathered from the case in order to generate an NPV for the project. NPV is a very important tool, especially for a conservative CFO in their decision-making process in order to go on or stop. Hence, this question we will look at: would a conservative CEO approve of this pilot based on your NPV? For slide number 8, show the upfront costs, which are consist of total cost, edge server cost, and middleware cost. And for the slide number 9, show the cash flow of the project from year 0 to year 5, and as you can see from the table, after we calculated, we got a negative NPV. So for a conservative CFO, by nature, if the NPV was negative, the project would not be approved.
Hi, so now come back with me again on question 3. So question 3 is just basically an additional expansion from question 1 and 2. This question will allow you to understand the analysis of the two scenarios, whether if Metro would go for the pallet level or going to invest on the case level. Our analysis on NPV show that the Metro should expand to the case level because the NPV is on the positive side of 61 million euro, while the pallet level would give only 32 million, minus 32 million NPV. So as you can see from the slide number 11, you can see that for the pallet level, NPV is accounted for minus 32 million, whereas for the case level, the NPV is positive 61 million. That is the big difference. And by this, you can see that in the case level, Metro do not have to invest any more cost into the investment, whereas in the pallet level, they need to put more cost on the upfront cost and also the license fee and the implementation. Therefore, it's accounted for negative NPV. By understanding this in the easier way, I show you the graph on slide number 12. You can see that for both projects, the NPV tend to be flat. However, on the pallet level, it is flat on the negative side, whereas in the case level, it is flat on the positive side. So you can see that this is the massive difference in terms of the revenue that Metro is going to generate off the two projects.
Good evening, Ajahns. My name is Bunket Silvachanangkul. I'm going to talking about slide number 13, question number 4. As my friend have mentioned before, in the question number 1, 2, and 3, that Metro should use RFIDs in the case level in order to gain the maximum NPV from this RFID method. As you can see the Excel below, that we are going to show that the NPV from the Metro is about 61.5 million US dollar. Now I'm going to doing the calculation on the NPV for the supplier side. As you can see that we are using the 17 cents for the cost for the tax multiplied by the number of unit results as the cost. So you can see that the cost of the doing the tag for the supplier side is how much, and we use it deduct with the benefits, and we got the net cash flow, and we minus it, this how it back for the NPV. So we found that they are going to got about minus 55.3 million. For our conclusion is that we are going to go to convince the supplier side anyway to doing the RFID. At the beginning, we are going to educate them how benefit that they are going to get from using our cash flow and the information that we provide in the question 1 and 2 and 3, that they are going to benefit on cost reduction anyway. And the next slide, I'm going to show that we are going to compensate them about the cost by using our MPVs that using 61.55 million to pay for their cost at the MPV. So we are going to get the 6.1 profits after reduction the cost of the using RFID on the supplier side. So supplier don't need to pay anything. And the slides that showing the graph that here's the orange one is about the profit that we gained from using RFIDs in the years, and as you can see, the yellow line is about the supplier level size that they're going to cost them. As you can see, in the year number 2, they are minus 24 million US dollar, and it's increasing every year. So we have to educate them that the cost of the using this is will be reducing their loss that they growth every year about 20%. So in the year 6 and 7, the cost is going to be nearly positive or very lessly cost. So, and we also told them about that there are still a lot of benefit that they are going to get, not from only the NPV that we have shown, that we are going to mention is on question number 5, that is going to benefit from the supplier as well. For question number 5, from the question number 2 that we have mentioned, which come from the criteria of considering only 30 suppliers with pilot levels implementation, and question number 4 with 30 suppliers and additional case level implementation. We found that there are 2 additional benefits that they are not mentioned in this, which is the first one is about theft reduction for the letters, which shows about 14.5% on average, which come from the study by Kurt Salmon Associated. The RFID implement in case tracking level will help solving problem in theft from the employees and the customers by tracking the stock movement and the status in real time. So another one is about inventory cost manager reductions for the manufacturers. For the RFID implementations, it can more accurate to transaction in every step, which leads to the reduced inventory level of suppliers, which we're going to benefit. As the result, the metros can save about 100 million euros per year, and the NPVs of 5 years will increase about 242 million euros, about only the 6 million euro, the net NPV that we have shown on the question number 4. The net NPV will be 248 instead of 6. And the next lines, I'm going to talk in the details about the Excels. From the tax reductions, Metro can save about 70 million euros per year. And for the inventory management cost reduction, and we assume that RFID system can reduce cost about 10% of suppliers with whole rate of 30%. So the cost saving from the inventory cost is about 14.4 million euros on the Excel that show that. The next benefit for the each years will increase from only 16.8 million euros to about 100 million euros. As we told in the previous slide, you can find that the net NPV will increase to 248 million euros, and the difference between the NPV that we show on the last question, which is the 6 million, is about 242 million euro that we show on the statement in the NPV. So next, we are going to talk about the conclusion.
So this is the end of our presentation. Hope you enjoy our first time presentation on YouTube. For this case of Metro, it helps us to understand the importance of RFID to be used in the supply chain management. And also for the decision making when adopting any IT system into our company, we should not look only just the NPV or the money value, but we should look at the additional value. So thank you so much for opening up our eyes, and hope you enjoy Thailand and have a safe flight back to your country. Goodbye.